Did that conversation upset you?
Somewhat.
You upset right now?
Yes.
It's week 3 in the murder trial for Alex Murdaugh, the man accused of killing his wife and son. And an alibi once described as ironclad by his defense team is actually now showing signs of distress.
And the state presented its star witness today in the murder trial happening in Carlton County. Investigative reporter Ann Emerson was in court. And Ann, who exactly took the stand today?
Well, Tessa, it was Shelley Smith, the caretaker for Alex Murdaugh's mother. She works the overnight shift, and she says she saw Alex the night of the murders. But it's what he said to her a few days later that Smith says really bothered her.
Could you describe Alex Murdaugh's demeanor on June 7th when you were there with him and his mother, Libby? How was he acting?
Like, fidgety. This came in, you know.
Speak up, please.
Fidgety, like fidgety.
That's how Shelley Smith described Alex Murdaugh the night of June 7th. She testified he stopped by his mother's home between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. the night Maggie and Paul were murdered at Moselle. She remembered what Alex was wearing.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Do you remember what kind of shoes he had on?
Those cloth shoes, like Sperry's.
Remember in that Snapchat video, Alex had on a blue shirt and long pants. Smith says Alex stayed about 20 minutes and then left. A few days later, after the funeral of his ailing father, she says he approached her again.
He just said that he was at the house for 30 or 40 minutes, I said.
You said what? Was he there 30 or 40 minutes that night?
Not to my recall.
Why are you crying, Ms. Smith?
Because they're a good family, and I love working there. And I'm sorry all this happened. They're good people, you know.
He wasn't there no 30 or 40 minutes, was he?
No.
Smith testified she was so nervous she had to call someone.
Did that conversation upset you?
Somewhat.
You upset right now?
Yes.
Did you call anybody about it?
My brother.
He's an assistant police chief in a nearby town. Alex came back 3 days later at 6:30 in the morning.
He came inside.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And did he have anything, or was he holding anything?
He had a blue something in his hand.
And was he holding it like this?
He was holding like this.
Could you tell if there was anything in it, or do you know?
No, I couldn't tell.
Did he say anything when he walked in?
No.
Okay. What did he do when he walked in?
Went upstairs.
Well, SLED did search Alex's mother's house for 3 months after the murders. And when they did, they said they found a large blue raincoat with gunshot residue. Now, Smith has not said whether or not this blue tarp and the blue raincoat are the same thing that she saw in Alex's arms, but the defense was curious enough that they asked to pull the testimony of Smith again so they could hear what she said in court. Reporting live in Walterboro tonight, I'm Ann Emerson, ABC News 4.
Thank you, Anna. We know it's hard to keep up with everything that's happening in this trial. That's why we're providing you with a daily recap. Catch our Unsolved South Carolina podcast each night. We'll have exclusive analysis from former State Attorney General Charlie Condon.
The court has reviewed all of the exhibits submitted and I've considered the testimony of each and every witnesses, and I have concluded that the motion should be granted.
Today, details of Alex Murdaugh's financial charges will be allowed in trial. The state says Murdaugh's dire financial situation led him to kill his wife and son. Tara Jabor is live outside the Colleton County Courthouse. So, Tara, after this major ruling, who testified this morning?
Katie, this morning we heard from Mark Tinsley, but the jury did not. He's the attorney for the Beach family. Now, in 2019, Mallory Beach died in a boat crash, and during this crash, the driver was alleged to be Paul Murdaugh and that he was drunk. Now, at first, Tinsley sued a number of people after the crash, including Alex Murdaugh. Alex Murdaugh's attorneys told Tinsley at the time that Alex was broke, but Tinsley didn't believe it. So he wanted to know what Alex's financial situation was.
Did you believe that that was accurate?
It couldn't have been.
All right, and why did you not believe that that was accurate?
Well, when you practice law, not necessarily with, meaning in the same case, but when you go to a roster meeting, if there were 50 cases on the roster, in Hampton, Alex may have had 50 or 60 of those percent of those cases. And so they're actively being settled. I know that he's actively making money, and you just can't possibly be broke if you're making money, not the way he was making money. And then beyond that, I mean, my clients have known Alex and his family forever, and so their perspective is that there's generational wealth as well. The Beach family stood on the causeway for 8 days while their daughter's body was in the water. I don't know that there's any amount of money that somebody would willingly take to go through what they've gone through.
The week of the murders, there was supposed to be a hearing in the boat case where Alex would have to reveal his financial situation, but that never happened because of the murders. Tinsley says Alex would have known during that things would begin to unravel. Now, after Judge Newman ruled that the alleged financial crimes would be allowed to be heard before the jury, we heard from another witness, and her name was Shelly Smith. She was the caretaker of Alex's mother, Miss Libby. Let's hear a little bit of what she had to say.
Why are you crying, Miss Smith?
Because they're a good family, and I love working there. And I'm sorry all this happened. They're good people, you know.
But he wasn't there no 30 or 40 minutes, was he?
No.
Can't lead the witness.
Investigative reporter Ann Emerson will go into detail about that testimony, what Shelly says she saw and heard from Alex after the murders. Working for you live in Walterboro, Tara Jabbour, ABC News 4.
Thank you, Tara. And remember, you can catch our daily podcast on this case. Hear what former State Attorney General Charlie Condon has to say about the caretaker's testimony. Just look for Unsolved South Carolina wherever you listen to your podcasts. It's one of the top 50 true crime podcasts on Apple.